Alrighty, good morning, guys. It is Saturday, January 2nd already, 2016. So crazy to say that. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday and weekend this weekend and just getting back in the groove of work and school and everything that's coming up this week. So this week for our call, I'm going to, as you guys hop on, if you can just mute yourselves. Thank you. But this week for our call today, I'm not going to do the laws of leadership. I just kind of want to go over really kind of game planning for January, setting up a few goals, starting 2016 strong, and then just kind of touching on that recruiting aspect because I know that that is a weakness for a lot of people. Like it's kind of like the scarier thing. You're so comfortable and confident with challenge groups, but 2016 really needs to be your year of being as comfortable, if not more comfortable recruiting and talking about the business opportunity. And that comes with practice, with doing it over and over, just like your challenge groups. Challenge groups, you guys know you're running them once or twice a month. Like it's just instilled in you at this point. So the coach basics groups, your recruiting, your business opportunity calls, they should become so routine that it's instilled and you can just nail it and just rock it out. And okay, well, my challenge group is going to start the third week of every month. So my new coach basics group is going to start the first week of every month. That's how it should just roll off your tongue. It should be set in stone. There should be no guessing. There should be no, oh my goodness, I don't have anybody for my new coach basics. I don't have anybody to recruit. Like this is the time to set your intentions, set your goals, pair up. If you guys, aren't comfortable yet, I still sometimes run my groups with other coaches because we have great ideas and we can brainstorm and we can really kind of help one another in those groups. And you can share call topics, the weekly calls for recruiting for your coach basics groups, for a 3 vital behaviors group. I'll go through like everything here in just a little bit, but the weekly calls are so important. You guys know, like even this call for us, I've actually missed our calls the last couple of weeks. I miss this one-on-one. I feel disconnected when we don't have this face-to-face conference call. So think of how your new coaches feel coming on. They see our posts. They know that we're full of like teamwork, and you have to get that instilled right away for your new coaches coming on. Get them excited about these kind of calls. So that's we're going to touch on that a little bit later. So next week, a couple announcements. We will not have this call next week because it's Super Saturday. And I know that so many of you are going to be in Pittsburgh. I'm super jealous. I'm going to miss you guys. Rock on, Pittsburgh. It's going to be amazing. Yay! But we're going to make Gulfport super cool, too. So you guys are going to want to come here next time. So, yeah, make sure you are at a Super Saturday. Pittsburgh, I think most of you on here are actually going to Pittsburgh. So, cool. Rock on. You guys are going to have an amazing training. I am, again, super bummed that I'm not there because I know what's going to happen. You guys are going to be blown out of the water. So this call is going to kind of prep you for what you can expect next week and just all of the excitement and the rush and the adrenaline. It's going to be great. So then the week after, we'll go into the law of leadership. I was going to try to squeeze it in at the end of this call today, but honestly, it's such an awesome chapter. It's the law of intuition. And it's going to take up a little bit of time. So we'll just do that in 2 weeks. Another huge congratulations to our elite coach, Allie Van Arsdale. I don't see her on yet, but Allie, I'm so proud of you. And our 2 premier coaches, Jen, who's on the call, and Candace. Like I cannot even tell you guys how exciting and how proud I am of you guys. So cool. And this call will kind of explain where you guys are at and how you can put premier and or elite on the radar for this year, because this is the beginning. This year is the beginning of anything you want. Like anything that you want to happen in your business, you have a completely clean slate. You guys, you are on the exact same level playing field, whatever you want to call it, as me right now, as Melanie Mitro, as Brittany Leggett. Like we all are at zeros. like across the board. So those top 10, the elite top 10 that were 2015 coaches, no more. Okay, anyone in this company has the ability to set goals, do whatever you want to achieve anything that you dream of. So keep that in mind. You know, nobody has a better advantage than somebody else. It's just a matter of how hard you work and what goals that you're racing towards. And then last but not least, and just another reminder, I know that I've reminded all through December, but as of January 16th, I actually extended it a week. I was talking with Melanie and a couple other Dream Team leaders. January 16th, if you are not at your diamond rank as of January 16th, you will be removed from this group. This is not to be mean. You know that I don't like to take people out, but this group, the Dream Team Rising Stars, all of our diamond and above groups are going to be reserved for diamonds and above because we are switching gears. It's going to be all more leadership based things to grow your business from that. You know, we're not just diamond. We are going to grow. It's that team leader. It's moving up on the leadership ladder. So we'll have more guest speakers of top coaches, people who can do more trainings for these type of groups. And we're going to do this clean sweep every quarter. So it's not going to be, I'm a diamond coach for a week and then I drop back to emerald or I drop back to coach rank. Like, you will be removed each quarter. So just keeping that in mind, keeping that on your radar. And then, of course, once you get your diamond rank back, you'll be added right back into the group if you drop rank. So keeping that on your calendar too. January 16th, plenty of time if you are not a diamond right now to get that back and grow your leadership skills. January should be the month of crazy business building if you've been consistent in your business over the last couple of months. It's already happening for me. I'll use myself as an example. All of these people are starting to just kind of come out of the woodwork. And I'm like, finally, because these last few months I have invited nonstop. I noticed Janae's post, and that was a really great post last night. When is a good time to invite? You guys, I have literally, I invite morning, noon, and night. There is no rhyme or reason or time. If I'm sitting at my computer and I have an extra 10 minutes, or I'm at soccer practice with my kids and I have an extra few minutes, I'm on my phone and I have my Google Docs on my phone, and all of our little, invite scripts or whatever that we use, I literally copy and paste, and I just go down through and I'm like, okay, right now I'm going to do 10 invites, knock them out. And then maybe at lunchtime, I'm like, okay, I have a quick 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to do the same thing. So these last 3 to 4 months have been spent inviting all day, every day. And can't even think of it, Bonnie Engel, we were talking in one of our groups. Same thing. Someone was saying, how in the world did you go from just come out of the woodwork last year from basically, I don't even know what rank she was, but I think she was barely 2-star at the beginning of last year. And one was her husband, I think is what she had said. And she said, I invite all day, every day. That's how I went from nobody knowing me to all of a sudden number 5 in the company, because she just went all in. So again, it's based off of your goals. But if you're here to build a full-time business, you're here to, crush some major goals this year, invite, add to your network constantly, and making sure that you're not just doing that, but you're duplicating that to your team constantly. It's going to be that duplication that makes your team flourish this year. Okay, and then I posted this in Legacy United yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw my video, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys to do the same thing if you didn't see it. So today I want you to make a video to your future self. Why you love Beachbody, why you love your business, why you're going to strive to reach the goals that you have set for this year. Okay, because right now you are on a high. It's like, oh my gosh, it's January. I'm going to get Success Club, whatever, huge goals. I'm going to recruit 10 coaches this month. We're all on this excitement because we know that January is going to be so much better than the last few months, right? And now you're like, okay, we're all on a clean slate. I can totally do this. Well, and you're going to be starting that downward slope again. I can guarantee it. Or in a few months, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so burnt out. Like, is this worth it? You know, you're going to have disappointments. You're going to have people on your team quit. You're going to have people tell you, yeah, I'm all in. I'm going diamond. I'm doing this and that. And then guess what? They're not going to do it. And there's going to just be disappointments. It's just real talk. I'm not even going to try to, you know, sugarcoat it. So then when these things happen, you can go back and watch your excited self, the self that's on this crazy high and loving life and loving Beachbody for everything. And you're going to be reminded of why this is so important to you. So I want it to be heartfelt. Feel free to share it in this group. Or if you want to keep it to yourself, totally up to you. But you need to do this. I did mine last night because we all need to. You know, we all need to be reminded of why this is so important to us. Not just so much in, yes, we all want to help people, but the bigger picture of where it is that you are going. What major goals are you achieving? Do you want to quit your full-time job? Do you want to take your family to Disney World? Do you want to, I don't know, like achieve elite this year? These are the things that you're going to have to really do. You have to work for it. And then really, just like I said, right now, you guys have a clean slate. We all have our clean slate. And you have big dreams, right? I mean, I know that I do. I cannot even tell you guys what this next year can be like. I made elite last year by the skin of my teeth. And as a brand new five-star elite coach, I think that my income was like $400 a week or something like that. And I was seeing all of these other coaches around me and they're like, oh, I make 6 figures and all of this. And I'm like, how in the world do they make so much money? I'm like, I'm a 5-star, but I'm not making the income. And then all of a sudden, like after this year, so last January to this January, I know that we don't talk income that much, but guys, like it's not something that we need to hide because we all have to make money doing things. But knowing that your income can literally, I've 5 times, so whatever, not quadruple, so whatever the number 5 is, my income has more than quadrupled in 1 year. Who can say that for any job? Like teachers, secretaries, doctors, lawyers, like most people get what, $1 an hour raise or something over even sometimes a couple of years. So to say that your income could potentially double, triple, quadruple, 5, 6, 7 times, giving yourselves like a 300% raise, that is the absolute potential that you guys all have, that we all have. So this past year for me has been literally, whenever I say like a dream come true, I never in a million years thought that this would be where I'm at. So keeping that on your radar and believing in yourself, it's that confidence and it's that belief behind everything that you do, you know, telling yourself, because if you're sitting here right now, and I know, because I am totally this person and I have been guilty, that you guys just heard this. And I bet that there are some of you, or if you're listening to the playback, there's going to be a little voice in the back of your head saying, oh, that's awesome, but I could never do that. Like, or oh, how much work am I going to be able to do? Or oh, I'm just not like her. Because I am guilty of that mindset sometimes. But the second, so if that thought just crossed your mind at all, nix it now. Get it out of your head now. The belief comes from the tiny little voices in the back of your head all the way to you shouting it to the rooftops. I am worthy. I can do this. I am here, and I'm going to hit my goals this year. So I want you guys all to know that the belief and the confidence, you have to have it. And the confidence is faking it until you make it. And you hear us say that all the time, and I had to remind us of this because for my personal development yesterday, I was like a Chalene Johnson junkie. So I was listening to all of just audiobooks and podcasts yesterday. And the one that I listened to, she was talking about this whole faking it until you make it thing. And she said, sometimes I've had people come to me and say, well, so you want me to be somebody that I'm not, or you want me to basically fake who I am. And she said, no, that's not at all what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that this is kind of, you have to fake yourself out to that belief and that confidence. So if you don't have the confidence, you have to fake it, and you have to put your shoulders back, sit up straight, and you have to talk, and you have to believe that you are confident. And she used this example where she was like, you know, when she went to law school, like that was, Chalene Johnson was going to be a lawyer. And she said that she felt dead when she was just sitting at a desk reading all of this lawyer mumbo jumbo. And she said that like once a week, she would literally plan out her week to where she could call off work at least like one day a week because she was sick. She would like, so she's like, I knew that I wanted to call off on Friday because I wanted to build my dream. I knew that I didn't want to do this. I wanted to work and try to become a business, you know, an entrepreneur. So she said by Wednesday, she was starting to pretend that she had, you know, like the scratchy voice and like being all like down in the dumps because she wanted all of her coworkers to truly believe that she was sick whenever she called off. So then she said by the time Friday morning rolled around or Thursday night, whenever she would call her boss and say, hey, I'm really sick. You know, I don't think I'm going to be able to come in. And her boss was like, okay, get better. She's like, by that time, I was actually thinking to myself, I don't feel good. Maybe I really am sick. And then she's like, I would stay in bed till almost lunchtime. Then Friday, the day I'm supposed to be building my dreams, because I actually had in my head questioning, am I sick or am I okay? So she used that, and I was like, that is like a really good idea of how to explain this whole fake it till you make it. Because the more you fake this confidence, the more you're going to get confident. It's just, I did not come in here, you know, like, oh my gosh, I'm so confident. I know what I'm doing. Heck no. Like my invites, my talking about the business opportunity. Guys, I thought that I was going to like have a heart attack sometimes trying to talk to people. I'm not a talk on the phone person. When I'm one-on-one, I get really nervous and my palms would get all sweaty and I would stumble over my words. But the more I would fake it, the more I would practice and rehearse in the mirror, or when my whole thing, when I'm putting my groceries away, like I will just talk to myself. My elevator speech is what it's called, where I talk about Shakeology. It's like those 3 or 4 liners. Why I love Shakeology, why it's good for you. I'll do my 3 or 4 liner of the business opportunity, what it's done for me, but just so I'm comfortable and I'm confident talking about it when I'm out in public. And from doing that, that's where I have gotten myself to the point that it's second nature and I can just rattle it off and I just do it because I'm so confident in it. And that's what I want for all of you guys. I want this 2016 to be this year of amazing growth and confidence in your business and confidence in when someone asks you what you do for a living, you can say, I'm a Beachbody coach. And it's amazing. And, you know, the opportunities that I have been given are endless, and I cannot even believe that I'm living my dream life. Like, that can be, it's just confident and it's second nature. So just confident, commit to going out of your comfort zone every day, and just really, again, becoming, so it's just, you don't have to think about it. You're just going to do it. Anybody have any questions or comments? You know that you can always unmute. All right. So switching gears a little bit with just like the commitment and how to really like game plan your January and start your year off strong. So if you have not done this yet, you really should be doing this basically today into tomorrow. Pulling out your calendar. So I have my January calendar. I've already started getting it all written in. Lisa, I saw your picture. Awesome. Your calendar is rocking. Just write down how your January is going to look. So my challenge group is on which date, X date, you know, have that set. My coach training starts X date. Write it in your calendar. My Emerald to Diamond group starts on X date. My business opportunity call is on X date. Now, this might sound a little bit overwhelming to you guys because some of you are probably like, wait, what? Like, I don't even know what to do. I've never done anything more than just a challenge group. Or every once in a while, I do a new coach basics group because I'll have a few coaches. This is where the mindset shift is going to happen. When you have those dates written in your calendar, and then you know what you can do even next? Once you have those dates written down, you flip your calendar to February and you write in on the same weeks, the same groups. And then you do the same for March and April and May. And you can fill up your whole 2016 calendar, because this is where the repetition and the duplication starts. My groups start on the exact same day, the exact same week of every single month. And until, we get to like October, November, December, then we can shift a little bit, but we're not even going to look ahead. So for right now, this first quarter, we'll say, do this up until up until April. January through April, go through your calendar. So for me, my new challenge group is starting on January 4th because it's a new year, right? Normally, I do the third week of every month, but I'm still going to do a challenge group the third week of this month because it's going to be for my new Coach Basics group. So all of my new coaches will be inviting to this new coach, to a challenge group. So it's going to be the new coach challenge group. I mentioned an Emerald to Diamond group. So I know that some of you guys have Emerald coaches on your team. You need to just start getting into this habit of running groups. Because what happens? You run a Coach Basics group. You either get frustrated because nobody participates. You get frustrated because they don't hit Emerald. They don't do what they say they're going to do. Or they quit, right? Get the frustration out of your mind right now. Like it happens. Focus on the control the controllable. So focus on, remember how you were when you came in as a new coach. Most of these people have no idea what they even want from this business. When I came into this business, I didn't know about Success Club. I didn't know about anything. I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos from Lindsay Matway, Melanie Mitro, Scotty Hobbs, the top coaches when I came in here 2.5 years ago, and they inspired me to start setting a few goals. So my goal was to make like $200 a month to help pay for groceries. That was my end all, be all, big, scary goal. Okay, so when I think back to that, I know that my expectations for my new coaches sometimes can be way too big. So I have to take a step back. They're not looking at, oh my gosh, $1,000 a week or $500 a week. That is so scary that it's going to want to make them run in the opposite direction. So I focus on literally the 3 vital behaviors, gaining confidence, and just helping 3 people a month. Focusing on that Success Club. So that's kind of the new Coach Basics groups. We have all of the curriculums. If you need them to be uploaded again, I'm working on a new one just to I need something a little bit fresh because I've been doing the same one over and over. But just remembering, it's all about the 3 vital behaviors and finding that why. And I didn't have my why until probably 2 or 3 months into my business, when all of a sudden it started to kind of come together and it started to click. But that was after me starting to help a few people. I had gotten to Emerald in my first 6 weeks or something like that. Then I started having that belief in myself that I could actually do it. So that's where it kind of has to stem from with your new coaches. They can't focus on a why or a bigger purpose until they actually have some kind of success with a challenge pack or recruiting one coach or hitting Success Club. Once you hit Success Club your first month, it's like this high for them. So celebrating the little successes too. These are just little ideas that you guys can really do and have. And please try not to get frustrated when someone doesn't participate. And think of it this way. In reality, guys, if you don't have, it's the 10-to-1 ratio. Out of every 10 coaches that you recruit, 1 person will be successful. And drill that. Write it on note cards. Look at it every single day to remind yourself. So think of it this way. If you're recruiting 2 coaches a month and some of those coaches come on as discount coaches, if they're not actual, I'm coming in to work this business, to go through your Coach Basics training, you can't make someone do this. You have to inspire them from the challenge groups or from your business opportunity posts. Because if you have coaches like me, I didn't come into this business for a challenge group. Most coaches do gain their success and want to coach from challenge groups. That is fact, probably 90%. But you do have those few who are attracted from business opportunity, like myself, who can come in and rock the shiz out of this business without having a challenge group. Okay, so don't discredit that. So focusing then on, okay, so if you only have 2 coaches a month, how long is it going to take you to get to the next level, to have a successful team, to, have someone who is ready to go emerald to diamond? All right. So if you're thinking in your mind, well, I really want to be 5-star elite by the end of the year, then your recruiting has to increase. It's the logistics, it's statistics, it is numbers. So you have to set your goal closer to, I'm going to tell you this. This is what has been a game changer, and this was my game changer probably, it was 2 years ago this time, when I didn't even know what elite really was, but I knew that I wanted it because the cool people were elite coaches. I'm just going to say it. Like, that was what motivated me to go to elite, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, all these people are getting presents at trips, and that's what I want. And I want flowers with, yeah, Allie, I see you raising your hand. They send you flowers with my first thing. So you get, when you go elite, so next week we'll get roses sent to our door, and every rose petal has elite stamped on the roses. And I tell you what, you guys, I was like, I will do whatever I have to get a dozen roses with elite stamped on it. Like, that's me. That's my personality, and that was what motivated me. And it's really funny that I think back, and that was like the kicker for me to wanting to go elite. So anyways, if elite is on your radar, then, so I started in January, and my goal was to recruit 2 to 3 coaches a month. That was my goal. That was a scary goal for me. And then I went into like February, and then I got into March, and I was only recruiting like 1 or 2 people a month. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? I'm totally like crap in the bed because I don't even know what to do here. And all of a sudden that month, I set my recruiting goal for 15 people. I was like, you know what? I have to recruit, so that means I have to work, and I have to change my focus on getting people to sign up for my team. And that month, I recruited 12 coaches on my team. I cannot even tell you, like, the excitement, the fear, the every emotion that went through me that month, because I was like, how did I do this? Oh my gosh, I did it this month, but I'm not going to be able to do it next month because, like, this was just a fluke thing. Who am I? Like, this was all the thoughts that were going through my head. And then it dawned on me, you know what? I set this crazy, scary, unattainable in my mind at that point goal as almost a joke and as almost okay, yeah, sure, I'm going to recruit 15 people. But after I achieved that, it made me work harder. It made me work smarter. It made me get out of my comfort zone talking about the business opportunity and sharing what it had done for me. Because every day on social media, I was doing some kind of a post geared towards what Beachbody Coaching had done, talking about my team, talking about the accomplishments, the dreams, my future, what it all looks like. I painted the picture for people on social media. And my messages, I was sending those invites. I was sending all of my invites about the business opportunity. So if your goal right now is to recruit 1 or 2 coaches a month, I'm just encouraging you guys to up it. Because if you're setting a goal of 1 or 2, chances are you're going to recruit maybe 1. Most of the time we fall short on our goals. I do, but if you set them so far ahead of where you're at right now, you're going to strive to achieve more. And you're going to find that, I don't even know how to really explain the fact that you're going to produce more in almost less time, because you're going to know that you have to work smarter, that if you want to keep that power 1 to 2 hours in, like, that has to be focused time. That has to be that power hour. For me, the hour was spent on inviting, like all day, like I said, all day, every day, copy, paste, rather than sitting at my computer, wondering who should I invite, wondering what I should invite to. I had it laid out, and I was saying, okay, well, I have my list of 20 people that I'm going to copy and paste the business opportunity invite to them. And I'm going to just add a one-liner for each person and to make it personal, and I'm going to send it. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to take the emotion out of it. So the faster you can take the emotion out, the fear out, the struggle of wondering who to invite, how to invite, what to invite to, having your calendar out, knowing I'm inviting to this, it's going to be the business mindset. It starts to just flow. So going out and just doing it. Excuse me. And then kind of then taking it to the next level. So talking about the recruiting. So, you bring on coaches, and I'm going to do a legacy call. I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week topic, but basically a getting coaches started right call. How to do it. We have a lot of new amazing coaches being recruited to our team. So I think it's just time that I redo one anyways. But for you now, what do you do whenever you get a new coach who signs up? Are you deer in a headlight? Are you struggling? Are you like, oh my gosh, now what do I do? They signed up. Okay, well, maybe they'll just be a rock star and just do it on their own. Like, we can all hope that, right? But that's not going to happen for most of the time. So once they enroll, I quickly send them the welcome email. That's what I do. And then I leave the ball in their court. So for me, I send the welcome email through their email, and then I wait usually maybe like a few hours to a day, depending on how excited they are to actually be on our team. And then I'll send them a quick Facebook message or however we were communicating. And I just say, hey, I sent you over my welcome email. Did you receive it? That way, it's a question. It's an open-ended question, and I need them to respond and just to check and make sure. And then if they respond that way, they say, yeah, I got it. Then I ask them another question like, okay, so did you see that I have my call scheduling link in there? Did you click on it? Did you set up a time so we can chat yet? Because most of the time, they're overwhelmed from the second they get that welcome email, because it is a lot. And I don't like to read a whole lot of stuff. So, to have to click on like 3 or 4 links and then schedule a call, some people automatically it overwhelms them. So I just try to make them feel comfortable and remind them of why they signed up. Then we get on our getting started right call. I try so hard to get my new coaches on the phone within 3 days. That is that's what I try to do. Do all of them want to do that? No. Do some of them ever get on the phone with me? Some of them don't. But I do try to encourage them, and I say, hey, we need to have an open communication and a business relationship, and our getting started right calls, we're going to go over our 7-day quick start. So go over your 7-day quick start. That's in the welcome email, but I also just remind them that that's what we're going to go over. I have it printed out on my desk. So I just kind of go over that, and we really dig deep into this why. The why that we talk about all the time. My objective on my getting started right calls with my new coaches is to make them cry. Like, that's what I try to do, and not in a bad way, but in a way to where they have the chills on their arms, and I make them see what is possible with this business because of the reasons why they started. I tell them right up front, I'm like, you guys, helping people and running challenge groups is part of the job. It's a job requirement. But the reason why you signed up and why you want to do this is not just to help people. That's part of it, but it's to help yourself. So in what ways are you looking to help yourself, to help your family in your future? So we talk about that. And my binder, and I'm totally reorganizing it for this year, every single section of my binder, I'm going to have all the questions that I ask. So there's the Google document that I posted a couple months ago of a lot of the questions that I go over on my Getting Started Right call. I don't know if you remember that. I can go in and repost it, but I am actually printing that out to have it in paper, in hand. I don't know what it is about having it in my hand, but it makes me feel more comfortable being able to read from a sheet. So instead of having it up on my computer, I'll have it printed out. And every new coach that signs up with me, I'm going to have that little piece of paper next to it. I'll have a little section to where, yeah, Janae, I'll repost it for sure. I'll have it kind of everything that I need for each new coach. And then even like a little questionnaire that I'm going to start sending like my new coaches after we get on off of our Getting Started Right call. Because I want to know more about them. I want to know what incentivizes them. I'm actually going to start to really put out the personality test first. Like I want that incorporated so I know what personality type I'm working with. Because you guys know Personality Plus, like that book just speaks volumes. You cannot incentivize some personality traits because sometimes it makes them go like hide and want to run away. So just these little things that I'm thinking of to kind of just amp it up and boost it up. But the basics really are 7-day quick start, Getting Started Right call, helping them figure out their why, at least starting the why, starting the wheels turning, setting their goals. So talking to them about what they want to achieve and talking about, okay, everything rises and falls on Success Club. So we're just going to explain that a little bit. Where it's 3 people a month, we always focus on challenge packs. I keep it simple until we get into the coach basics. Then we do the coach basics that should be in your calendar, right? Coach basics. And then that's either a 21 or a 30-day coach basics. We have 2 different types of curriculums out there floating around. They're all in teamlegacyunited.com under the scripts section. And then I really, really, really need you guys to understand the importance then of not just leaving them hanging after the coach basics. Like, then what? You need, once they graduate from their coach basics group, you need to have that next level group. So you hear me talking about the 3 vital behaviors groups a lot of times. Or that's basically just kind of like a push to Emerald. We're helping them get to Emerald. So I'll either have a 3 vital behaviors group or a 60 days to Diamond group. So as soon as they're done there, we'll just go 60 day to Diamond for right now. So they're going to do a 30-day coach basics, and then as soon as they're done, that following Monday, they'll go straight into a 60-day to Diamond. And then after that, then we can start doing a Diamond Now What call. So this is going to be my system for 2016. It's going to just be that clockwork because we really get, even this group, we get to Diamond sometimes, and then you're like, now what do I do? Because it's kind of like, well, I'm not making a gazillion dollars like I thought I would be. I don't really have a team yet because I'm built on discount coaches. So what do I do? So I'm going to really focus on that Diamond Now What. And then focusing on the leadership ladder from day one. Teaching the leadership ladder, because that's how you can measure. That's where the benchmarks are set. Those are actual goals that are already set for us and for our new coaches. So we can be teaching our coaches, okay, well, you want to get to business starter. And this is how you do that. And you can just go over that a lot of times on your weekly calls or bi-weekly calls with your new coaches, or even your coach basics group. You know, if you want to do your weekly call topics based around, the leadership ladder, based around the 3 vital behaviors 1 week. These are just to keep it simple, guys. Don't overthink what you should be talking about, not thinking you have to do like 10 topics, okay? Keeping it to this 3 vital behaviors and the leadership ladder and consistency and inviting, that's really what we do. And so here's the basics. We hit Success Club, we recruit, we teach our coaches to hit Success Club and recruit over and over and over again. We duplicate that. Diamond focus. So 2016, this is my plan for us. I really want it to be a year of diamond, like focus, raining diamonds, because the benchmark for Beachbody and like how our platform is set up is that we should be achieving diamond. If you're coming into work a business, between 60 and 90 days is that goal marker. So your Emerald within 30 days is the goal, and then Diamond between 60 and 90 days. So within that first 3 months, we have to simplify that duplicatable system. And I know a lot of you in here, you went Diamond within that 3-month mark. I didn't. It took me 6 months, but I also did this on my own. I didn't have like one-on-one calls. I didn't have mentorship. Again, guys, like I was not directly Melanie Mitro's personally sponsored coach whenever I came in. I was 2 levels down from her. She didn't notice me. She didn't even reach out to me until 9 months into my business, when she saw that I was hitting Success Club 10 or more every single month, and I was recruiting, and I was a diamond, and I didn't get to diamond and then drop out of rank and then come back and then drop out of rank. She saw that I was consistent and I was building. So that was how and why she really reached out to me. Now I'm her personally sponsored because my sponsor coach quit a while ago. So I didn't have any of the, the mentorship like you guys give your coaches, like I give my coaches. Sometimes I think we are too available, to be completely honest. I did this on my own. And, you figure it out. There's YouTube. There's our team website is literally chock full of every single bit of information that you ever need to build a business. It's just becoming consistent, time management, understanding that this is not something that's going to happen overnight, but this is something that can happen as quickly as you want it to happen, I guess, in a sense. With if you invite 100 people a day and you make a whole lot of connections, I'm not suggesting go and invite 100 people a day. That's really like extreme. However, the more you invite, the more business you will build. The more connections you make, the more relationships you build, the more exposure and the more challenge groups and the more coach trainings that you run, the more comfortable and confident you're going to get, and the faster your business will grow. The more you can take the emotion out of it, knowing that, yes, there are going to be huge letdowns. People are going to quit. Your best friend is going to quit, maybe. You never know. Your best friend might not be your best friend in a year because they might think that you're silly for doing this Beachbody business, okay? I've had this all happen over the last 3 years. You're going to grow, and I want you guys to grow and just be so inspired and love every step of the way, focusing on every trial and error that you guys have. It's going to make you stronger, knowing that the failures are good. I look back in the failures that I had, I was not ready to be the person who deserved the goals that I had set until I achieved them, because I needed to grow into that person. So I hope that really helps you. And then with the rank advancement, then it goes even further to where, okay, if you're a diamond, then you should be focusing and aiming to rank advance every quarter for the star diamonds. Does that make sense to you guys? I'm going based off of corporate. This is how corporate sets the business platform. Emerald in 30 days, diamond in 60 to 90 days, and then rank advancing to star diamond, 2-star, 3-star, etc. every quarter. So every 3 months. Make sense? Okay. So a few things that you guys can do that might be very helpful, that might get your, again, that consistency going. The duplication is setting up a team calendar. Set up a team page. I think all of you have a team page, but if you don't, set up a separate team page for sure, or pair up and run a team page together. Let's see. Set up a what to post calendar. I have this to post in our group. Again, it's literally okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, keep going. On Monday, post about this 3 times a day. Tuesday, post about this. Just little ideas, and share that with your team so they can have these ideas of what it is to post on social media. And then just touch base with your coaches. So right now, go through your downline and touch base with your customers and the coaches that you have. If they're inactive, who cares? Reach out to them and just say, hey, I'm just wondering if you'd like to hop back into a challenge group, or talk to them, ask them if they would like some more information, if you can send them some information about the business opportunity. Just because you know how you're feeling right now, it's fresh. Christmas is over. I'm going to rock this year. It's going to be the best year of my life. Most people have that feeling. They're just ready to start fresh. So go back through and just, talk to them, create some relationships. The best thing that you guys can do is literally just talk to people. That's it. I was messaging back and forth with somebody just the other day, and she was like, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I feel bad that I'm asking so many questions. And I was like, no, I love this. This is what I do. I like to have conversations. I'm glad you're asking me questions. making people just feel comfortable. That's where the trust is always built. And then just making sure that you're painting the picture. And I know that this does not come easily for everyone, of how to share a vision, how to paint the bigger picture for people, especially if, you know, you're a personality type where it is hard for you to be that visionary. It's not easy for everyone. My personality type, I think that I just kind of naturally have an ability to see a bigger picture. I've always been that dreamer. My mom, when I was little, she was always like, your head is out in the clouds. Like, you think that life is just going to be this wonderful, I'm a princess living in a fairy tale castle. Like, that was me. I had dreams of my Prince Charming riding up on the white horse. Like, Cinderella was my idol when I was little. But to an extent, that can be true in the fact that you can have big dreams, and dreams really can come reality. I'm living proof of that. And I'm sure that so many of you feel the same way already, just knowing what this business can bring and the happiness that it can have. So just learning, if you don't have the natural ability, to just paint the picture, be a visionary, be a dreamer, and then drive it and hustle it this year, guys, because I know that you can do anything that you set your mind to. Set those big, scary, enormous, terrifying, huge goals, okay? If you have on your goal board some that you're like, okay, I could probably amp it up a little bit, you know, kind of just go back through and see what you really feel that you could accomplish in this year if you just went a little further out of your comfort zone. And then, you know, this can be, you make this the easiest or the hardest job ever. It's right here between our head, you know, between our ears. It's in our head. It's the mindset. It's what we tell ourselves. It's how we take the approach. And I don't think any of us came in here knowing what it was going to be like to build a business. Like, I didn't. I didn't come in here like, I'm going to rock out a huge team and like all this. Like, I didn't. It's just gradually happening, and it's the coolest feeling ever. So just knowing that your future self is going to thank you for all of the steps that you take consistently to get to where you're going. And I'm so proud of you guys. I love this team. I can't wait to see what we're going to do in 2016, because I know I have some big, scary goals, and I'm excited to just crush them. And to be, you know, the real talk again is, of course, they're big, scary. I'm excited, but I have to keep myself in check, because even yesterday, I thought I was going to have a panic attack. I'm serious. Like, because I started thinking so far ahead of 2016, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's here. Oh my gosh, I have like these really big, scary goals. Oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Like, can I do this again? Am I going to be elite this year? Am I going to actually recruit all of these people? How am I going to train? Am I going to create new diamonds and new leaders? All of this stuff was racing through my head, and I finally was like, oh my gosh. I made myself just stop and take a deep breath, and I laughed at myself, because I'm like, this is not what it's meant to be. It's meant to be exciting, and it's meant to, when you feel that overwhelm, in my opinion, the overwhelm can actually be good, and the stress can be good, because I care about it so much. I'm so passionate about it that I want it to happen like more than anything. So that's a good thing. It really is. You know, if you're thinking about it, if you are dreaming about it, if you're really excited to make it happen, it's good. That means you're passionate and you're willing and you're ready to be here and just crush it. So hope you guys have an awesome day. Is there any questions? Anything you want me to cover? I can post that document in the group for sure, Janae, that you asked about.
Anybody that can help me would be great. I have a coach who signed up on my team who's ready to start coaching, but she keeps pulling back because she has not had a huge transformation. And I keep telling her, you don't have to have a transformation, but she's like pushing, I don't know, she's like over 250 pounds, which doesn't matter in the business. And I know that, but I've never worked with somebody, and I don't know how to give her the words that she needs. And I don't know if it's just like a self-confidence thing for her, that's something that she has to find, or if anybody in here has had someone like that on their team and found something that works to kind of give her the push to kind of like believe in herself and put herself out there.
Yeah, I actually have. It's the confidence, and you can encourage and you can give examples. I would go on YouTube. I will try. Let me write down a note because I do know of a few successful coaches in the business who are bigger. Not, they haven't had a huge transformation, but they have been working on their transformation. And I know Amy is one of Alyssa's personally sponsored. I need to look up her last name, but she has had a great transformation while building her business. I mean, she was, I forget how many pounds when she came in, but she's still on her journey 2 years later, still losing the weight, and she's very successful. She's a diamond or star diamond coach on Royal Republic. So I'll look up a couple for that, but maybe going through YouTube too and just kind of typing in transformations for Beachbody. It's for her want and her will of what she wants to do, and maybe just encouraging her, there's never going to be a right time. There's never going to be, you're never going to be ready to do this. But, if this is something, if you're ready to change your life, then you have to make a decision to go all in and maybe give her some confidence for some personal development books.
Okay.
Sorry, I wish I could help, but it is. It's their own mindset.
And telling her, wait, so they can hear me, okay? Just 2 minutes. I keep working on her, and I think it's just like, she's like, who's going to want to listen to me? And I keep trying to say, like, there's a huge group of people who would want to listen to you because you are trying for that transformation. So, like, for me, I always feel like sometimes I put it out there, like, I'm a workout freak. I love it. But sometimes that's intimidating for people. So I was like, you're on the other end of the spectrum where those people who think they can't do it would be looking for someone like you because they do have a lot to lose. They do have a lot of things to do. So she's a work in progress, but I'm still working on her.
I know. I totally get it. Because then there's those coaches too who do have a huge transformation. I have a couple right off my head that I'm thinking of that have quit the business because they actually could be amazing. But I think it's the fear of coming out and sharing. Julie, you have that too.
Yeah, well, Lisa, I just want to tell Lisa, I was one of those people. When Mel found me, I was close to 250, and it took me a good 3 months before I got my feet under me enough to go, well, wait a minute. If I'm feeling this way about me right now, then there are other people that are right here with me. So jumping in, I seem to get a lot more traction in the beginning because you're right. We kind of look at, when we're bigger, we look at people who are smaller when they start and think, I can never do that. So starting and convincing people that they can be there right with you and take that journey holding their hand really works. So maybe convince her that, or talk to her about holding somebody's hand to take them on the journey with her instead of waiting until she gets to a place where she's already past them. That's kind of where I approach it even now.
Go get your stuff ready.
Thank you, Julie. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You look amazing. I'm so proud of you too. So cool.
Thanks.
And Lisa, just to add to that, I was at a Super Saturday event, and one of the interviews they did with one of the coaches in the room was this guy who had lost 150 pounds doing Insanity. And he said his biggest piece of advice, because one of the things that the guy interviewing him asked was, how do you work with people who have so much weight to lose right at the beginning? Because, I mean, I've never been at that point in my life. And, I have nothing to compare to that to because I've never been in that place. And he said to be gentle. That was his best piece of advice. And he said that for that person to get on the scale is something, they may not even own a scale. It's something that's always been a very, hard thing for them to do. He said where he used a lot of non-scale victories as his reward along the way. So he noticed little things like when he would lay on his side on the couch, his stomach wasn't as big, or those types of things. So remind her to not focus so much on the scale, to share her non-scale victories, and just remind her that she doesn't have to be in a bikini sharing a transformation. Transformations don't have to be about physical appearances. So just remind her of that, and then give her examples. That Forks to Fix recipe or group, or that big group, if you're in that, Lisa, that's a great place to not put her in because she'll be overwhelmed, but pull ideas from and pull transformation pictures from and stories.
Awesome.
Hey, you guys are going to laugh, but being able to put on a sports bra without feeling like you're about to choke yourself to death is an accomplishment for somebody who's very large. So and having been there, that was one of my non-scale victories, to be honest. Being able to actually get into a sport bra was crazy, because when you get bigger, they actually don't make sport bras unless you get one of those ones that connect in the back. So it's just those real simple things. And Lisa, yeah, just like Allie said, it's perfect. Just be very gentle, because it's some of those things that you don't even think about are just huge milestones for somebody that's starting out bigger.
Perfect.
That's awesome. I've never thought about that, Julie. You are so right. Good examples. What? Yeah, in just a little bit. No, that's really good. I'm excited. Hopefully, maybe just something that you guys just said will trigger and resonate with her. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Heck yeah. I know, I totally have to share, because I just got a message last week from a challenger that I had worked with for a year and a half. And she was actually one that I'm talking about. She started coaching, and she could not dig deep enough yet, at least, to get the confidence in herself, because even though she had lost all this weight, so she's down 148 pounds from whenever I first started talking to her. And when she started, she was a size 24. I'm going to cry. And she had asked me from the very beginning, Val, what size do you think that I could be at the end of my transformation? And I was like, Caitlin, I think you could be like a size 4 or 6. Like, she just has like a smaller frame, where 4 or 6 would probably be an adequate goal, end all be all. And she messaged me last week, like I said, down 148 pounds. And she was like, I doubt if you remember the conversation we had about the size clothes that you thought that I would wear. And of course I messaged her back, and I was like, yeah, I said that I thought you'd be a size 4 to 6. And she said, well, my husband took me shopping last week, and I bought size 4s. And she's like, I've never been so happy and just felt so confident. She's like, I know it's not a number on a scale. I know it's not the size of the pants, but the fact that I did it, and I feel so great about myself, and the fact that you believed in me, that's always like, someone needs to believe in them. And so that's just such a cool and exciting thing. So just reminding her, it took a year and a half. It's not anything that's going to be a quick fix. So yeah, I had to share, because that was such a cool feeling, getting that email from her. I loved it. But all right, it is 9 o'clock. I will let you guys go. And remember, it's Saturday, because like I said, the days have been completely out of whack for me. And we will talk, get to Super Saturday. It's going to be amazing. And I can't wait for the feedback after everything is done and over with. And I'll see you not next Saturday, but the Saturday after. And we'll be going over the Law of Intuition in our Law of Leadership book. So have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you later.